So first of all, this is like our team like officially hosting a team call, which is awesome, exciting. I'm so glad to have you guys here. Does anybody have any shout outs that they want to share? Did anybody notice anybody doing an awesome post today? Anybody have Success Club? Anybody having great conversations? Just unmute yourself and share.
So I'll start since I've been so chatty. I actually, so for the past few days have been like focusing more on like building relationships with people who I connect with. And I find that it's actually flowing a lot more naturally. So I just want to thank you guys for that great advice, because I am sort of new, like with Facebook, I've only like friended people I know in the past, or people who I'm actually friends with. So like going out of my comfort zone and actually friending people who are friends of friends or whatever. And then kind of like trying to connect the dots has been kind of fun. And
so you have been reaching out to people that are friends of friends or that you don't necessarily fully know?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Trying to. Like I'm not fully there yet. Like I did like a few yesterday and a few today, and I was like, and today I was like, I gotta follow up with them. And it just like we started talking. So it was like really cool. I was
That's
like, oh,
awesome. That's huge. I told Lisa when she started doing that, I go, do you know it took me a year to be like, okay, I've got to get out of like my warm market. So that's awesome.
Yeah. But it was great advice. So thank you. So hopefully.
Not hopefully, it will.
It will. So thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Don't be shy. All right. Well, if nobody has any shout outs right now, we will move on. So Gracie, honey, I gotta have you sit with me right here. Okay. So tonight's topic is about the 4 vital behaviors. So I thought it was kind of cool. Today was sitting down and I was just like, what is the definition of 4 vital behaviors? So interestingly enough, number 4 means stability, order, completion of justice, means perfect, strong foundation, and it means earth, air, fire, and water. So I just thought that was so cool. Like there was so many other different meanings of 4, but 4 to me just says like it completes everything. Like you need these 4 things to be successful in your business. I know, that's your picture. So then when you look at the definition of vital, it means absolutely necessary, important, essential. It also means full of energy. So I then went up and I said, all right, let's look up behavior. And I found this kind of interesting because I think sometimes we think behavior is just ourselves. So the behavior means the way in which one acts or conducts oneself, especially towards others, pertains to a person's actions as they constitute a means of evaluation by others. So when you think about that, like our behavior is based upon how other people perceive us, like what we're doing. It's not always the actions that we're taking, but it's how people perceive our conduct and how we're acting. So I just thought that was really cool that Beachbody, like their big thing for us as coaches is the 4 vital behaviors. And what the 4 vital behaviors actually are, I mean, I know some of us know this already, but it's invite, invite, invite. They say that 3 times. Personal development, proof of the product, and now they've added recognition. So I actually went to a basics vital behavior conference with Beachbody last week. It was random and another Beachbody coach was going. So I was like, yeah, why not? So they really honed in on the fact that the mission for Beachbody is to help others. And this is about people. This isn't about points. They don't want us to see people as points. And to be successful as Beachbody coaches is always doing the basics. And sometimes the basics are so basic, we don't want to do them. So let me start with talking about recognition. So we're going to actually work a little bit backwards. So recognition is one of the newest ones that Beachbody has added to our vital behaviors. And it's about celebrating others. It's celebrating our team. It's celebrating our challengers. It's celebrating what others are doing and doing that consistently. And it encourages other challengers to want to continue being challengers, to be consistent in their own behaviors. It encourages our coaches to keep striving for more, to continue to working towards their goals, not my goals, but their goals. And like that resonated with me so much, because sometimes you can feel like, am I on an island? You know, am I getting through? Am I doing what I need to do? And like every time I'm brought back to the fact that no, I'm not on an island. I'm in this with a team. And like recognition of the big things or the small things, like I get so much more excitement out of doing that than just recognizing rank advancement or just recognizing Success Club. Like stepping outside of your comfort zone. And it just fosters a team culture. It fosters loyalty amongst the team, a connection, a bond between us. And you want to do it in such a way that you're demonstrating like sincere appreciation for the people that you're with. And I don't know about you, but I never felt that when I was working as a nurse. It was, you sit down, you got your review, and if you met so many things throughout the year, you may or may not get a 1% raise. Thanks, have a nice day. Like, and I appreciated it, but there's something so different about being recognized, about stepping outside of your comfort zone and growing as a person. And we as coaches get to do that. And I don't know, just make sure you're recognizing small and big things and do it in such a way that that person cares about. I was learning too that some people, they need positive reinforcement. They need encouragement. They like positive words said to them more than they like a gift. So it's learning that about your team, like what matters, what will speak to that person's heart so that they know that they're being recognized. So ways of doing that is shout outs on Facebook, sending thank you cards, posting on your page and tagging your whole team. That was another thing, like that's a great way on social media to embrace the culture and show it by not just tagging that one person, but tagging your entire team on what that person did, giving them a shout out in your team page, and then sending gifts and everything like that. So that's a big part of recognition and why it's so important. Some people gave the tip of pointing out the challenger of the month or the coach of the month. So I haven't incorporated these, but I think they're great things to carry through with your challenge groups so that it reinforces positive behavior and growth in all of us. So the next one, the next vital behavior, being a proof of the product. Like being the proof of the product is also simple, but sometimes as coaches, we just kind of get like, yeah, I don't feel like it. I don't need to, or I can push those containers in the back of the cabinet because, you know, I got this. And I knew myself whenever I wasn't following a program to the T that I wasn't fully being a proof of the product. And when I went to the conference on Friday, or last Thursday, it was really helpful because the advice they gave for us coaches was to actually commit to a program 3 times out of the entire year. And for me, it was kind of a weight lifted off, because I think it's a lot to be a coach and to full on do one of the Beachbody programs. I mean, they're intense. They're meant to get you results. They're meant to be focused, and there's holidays, birthdays, special occasions, and all of that. And reality is that at some point you're going to have a piece of pizza, or you're going to have a cupcake or something. So I just felt like when they said to really commit to it, and then they said, aim for 3 times in a year, I thought that was really helpful to pass along to other coaches. And along the way, to still be consistent, to still share about your journey, to still be human. Because being consistent in your own workout and your own nutrition is only going to have a compound effect. It's going to build your confidence. It's going to build your belief in yourself. It's going to build your consistency. And also showing your strengths, your highs, but your lows, and like having a hard time getting through a program, or how challenging it is, or anything like that. People will connect to that. And I swear to you, if you put out there that you're doing a program, and like the next few days you're posting pictures that you're at the Cheesecake Factory and you're like eating cheesecake and you're ordering this big pasta meal and you're getting martinis or whatever, people are going to hold you accountable. They're going to be like, oh, so be aware when you're being approved for the product, when you're really committing to something. People are watching. They don't always have to post. They don't always have to comment. They like to sit back and they like to watch, because if you get results, then they know, all right, she's serious. I can do it too. So most of the people that I've connected with on Facebook and are in my challenge groups are not Facebook posters. They don't post, they don't comment, they're watchers. So just be aware of that when being a proof of the product. It also helps us to learn to be disciplined. It holds us accountable. It gives us credibility as coaches. And it shows that we have experience with different programs. So that's a big thing with the proof of the product. It gives us knowledge about other programs. And self-discipline plays a big part in your mindset, because it's not just with our fitness that we need to be disciplined in. We also have to be disciplined in our personal development. So we'll go on to the third vital behavior, being personal development. I would not be where I am today if it weren't for personal development. Workouts aside, nutrition aside, all of it, diving into personal development and really figuring out what's going on in my head, good, bad, indifferent, and facing skeletons, dealing with things from the past, knowing what my strengths are, like that's what personal development is. And it's a combination of personal development and business development, like learning about social media, learning about Instagram, learning about all these different things. But I've got to tell you that personal development should speak to you. It should be a personal thing. If you're not connecting with a book, I've tried to connect with certain books and I'm just not. I no longer force myself to finish it because I need to feel like I'm growing. I need to feel like I'm developing. And different books, different podcasts are going to speak to people in a different way. I started out by reading at least 10 minutes a day. And I know for a lot of people, before they even do Beachbody, they've never done personal development or anything. But it's what's going to help you share your story on Facebook. It's going to help develop you as a coach, as a wife, as a mother, as a friend, a sister, a sibling. It goes on and on and on, because the more we work on ourselves and realize we're not perfect and we have flaws, we spend less time nitpicking other people. We spend less time being negative, and we spend more time focusing on the positive. And that is what helps us help somebody else get through those hurdles of not being able to get over themselves, get over their own hurdles. So it's crucial. Anytime you listen to a national wake-up call, I swear to you, you will hear a top coach say, my business wasn't doing well because I wasn't doing personal development. So if you need recommendations on personal development, books or podcasts, if you need it constantly playing to keep your mind in a positive state, make it happen. Okay, the last vital behavior, which people get, even myself felt like, oh, I hate this. Invite. It took me a really long time to really understand what that means. And that's why I was so excited when Laurie was like, yeah, I'm reaching out to friends of friends. Like, that's not easy. That's scary. And like, for myself, I just never felt comfortable like just sending out a cold call to somebody. Hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, blah, blah, blah. I'm running a challenge group. So I know some coaches do that, and that works for them. But for myself, I would rather send a hi cold call. I'd rather send a, hey, I'm Carrie. How are you? So I would rather send a hi, then make a connection, and then that connection might take 5 conversations. That connection might take 5 months. That connection might take an entire year. But certain times are appropriate to invite. And I really think it's a skill that I myself had to learn, because I looked back through some of my messages that I would send people, and I'd be like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I sound so salesy. I wouldn't say that to them. If somebody said that to me, I'd be like, oh, here we go. So like, reread any messages that you send. Like, I went back to last year, and when I read them, I started reading them out loud, and I started saying to myself, would I say that to somebody in person? Would I invite in that way? Would I do I sound excited? Do I sound like I'm just trying to tell them everything and throw a bunch of information at them? So it's about the person's life. It's about changing people. It's about finding out, do they need fitness? Do they need health and wellness? Do they need income? Do they need both? And you find that out by asking questions and learning how to ask questions and expanding your network and getting out there and meeting people, joining entrepreneur meetups, joining mom groups, if you're a runner, do marathons. If you like going to the gym, I know April's our gym girl. So continue going to the gym, continue building those relationships, because if you're doing all of these vital behaviors, I truly believe that the inviting becomes easier because it becomes consistent. It becomes a part of you, but not so much of a part of you that it screams multi-level marketing saleswoman coming at me and spamming me with like this generic message that she's just copying and pasting. I can't tell you how many, I won't name names, of different companies that I just get a copy and paste. But if that person got to know me, asked me specific questions, say it was a makeup company, and they asked me, or they said something like, hey, I noticed you wear lipstick or lip gloss or whatever, and in this color I think would look great on you, or blah, blah, blah. Just change the way you talk about things. Change the way you invite so that the invite's more natural. And then you can also use Facebook to target in a certain way. Oh, we're running out of time. So let me finish up. So you can also use Facebook as a way of inviting, but don't assume that you can just put a post out there and then that post is just going to get all of this engagement. So you hear the dog. So a great test to do before you post anything, before you send an invite, before you send that cold hello to somebody, how are you? Let's get to know each other. Ask yourself, who cares? Who cares about what I'm about to post? And what value am I trying to add? And if this person asks me, how do I know you and why did you reach out to me? What am I going to say? Did I look at their Facebook? Did I see something on their Facebook that I'm genuinely interested in? Or am I just friend requesting and not really paying attention to the person? Make it about the person, and you will just reap so many more benefits than just Success Club or a challenge pack. If I know that inviting can be kind of the hardest thing as new coaches, so if you have more questions about it or approach or topics, I will tell you that I am in conversations with people, and I just had a girl reach out to me, and it has been a year, 1 year. And we're still communicating, we're still talking, and she's still like, all right, I think I'm ready. So don't give up. Don't give up on people. If somebody asked me to be a Beachbody coach 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I wasn't ready, and it wouldn't have happened. So, one more thing on your posting, be interested in your own life. They shared that. I thought that was very unique. Your life is interesting. Nobody else, your life is interesting. Make it yours and share that with people. Share what's going on. And that's why I put up the calendar for you guys in the group about posting and having just one post a day be kind of a post that is driven towards your business. Good night. I love you. Having a day. To just have one post a day and then have the rest of the posts of the day be about you, be about what's going on in your life. So that is some tips that I have you guys about the 4 vital behaviors and how being consistent with them and doing those things every single day, no matter how you space it out. If you space it out in an hour, if you space it out in 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, if you space it out, sometimes it's at the end of the day for me, and I turn myself a bubble bath on, I bring my phone in there, I crank some music, and that's when I do everything, because that's what time I could get it in that day. Or I do it all in the morning. So anybody have any questions about anything that I said, or you want me to expand? We only have about 6 more minutes before the Zoom chat will bump us off. So feel free to comment.
I have a question about the 3 times a year, committing to 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Okay, so because actually that came up in my own mind today. I was like, how am I going to do this every month? Because it's killer, right? Is it trying a new program every, or does it not matter? Just sort of like participating actively and being part of the challenge?
I think it's more so about participating and fully doing it. Like I first got great results with 21 Day Fix. And so I had the thought to myself, 21 Day Fix is short and easy. It's 21 days, that's it. It's not 60 days, it's not 90 days. So I thought to myself, you know what? I think another great workout that I'll probably do again, that I've already done, I've been promoting it, is I'll seriously commit to 21 Day Fix. I've done PIO a couple of times. I'll recommit to it. So I think it's finding your niche, it's finding what you love. But it's very easy as coaches to kind of I'll do PIO one day, and then I'll do this one the next day, and next day, and next day. So it's inspiring when people know, oh, okay, she's doing this. And then they get to see your results and see your journey. And because that's going to speak louder to the people that are following you, I think, than if you just posted, say Lisa did the program and you, full on, and you posted her results. Your followers will think that's great, but they want to see you. So, but the 3 times a year definitely helped me because I was just like, it's a lot, you know. Nobody does an intense competition and like trains 365 days a year. So it just helped. I think it also helped to hear it come from corporate. So that's when I was like, whew, okay. Any other questions about the 4 vital behaviors? Was this helpful?
You know me, everything's helpful. Yeah.
Is there one of these topics that you guys want to possibly expand upon? No.
Hold on. I thought I was unmuted, and I started talking, and I wasn't. I don't know.
We have 3 more minutes.
Just
go ahead.
talking to people, I don't know, because sometimes I'm like having a good conversation, going on, and then they just stop talking to me. And then I'm like, if like a week goes by, it's weird to be like, so, how's things going when they, you know what I mean? When they stop talking to you.
So that's happened to me too. A tip you can try is if it's somebody that you haven't talked to in a while and it just kind of fell off, I found that if you go on their Facebook and they've been posting if they post something that's of interest, to comment there, to go like, I've had people that I was talking to and like the conversation just kind of fell off. And then I was like, you know what, why don't I go to their Facebook wall? So I went there and then I would comment on a post. I would like a post, and you can almost restart that conversation up right there on their Facebook page. And then it makes it a little bit less like, so we were talking.
Yeah.
I found that helps. Or if it's somebody that you have been chatting with and you can also just be like, hey, just so you know, I haven't forgotten about you. I just wanted to let you know I'm thinking about you. Just letting people know you're thinking about them goes a long way. It really does. Sending a voice message goes a long way. It's a great way to re-engage new conversation and to re-engage your challengers too.
Okay.
So there is less than a minute. I'm so glad you guys are on the call. Like, I just want to tell you, like, I would have been shaking in my boots if somebody told me, like, you'll be hosting team calls in a year from now. So it's growth, you guys. And you guys, I can't wait for you guys to be doing this too. So why don't we say bye before it chops us off? All right.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie.